Now, looking at some of the challenges that you've enumerated with the thermal and hydro plants, and we seem to have more of the thermal plants, you know, that have been set up in recent times. Some of them recently commissioned, the IPPs, for instance.
Yes.
Do you think that we'll be able to foot the cost of this thermal plants? Because if it's going to cost so much to run, it would seem that the consumer at the end of the day will be the one to bear the cost for these companies to be profitable. Do you think that right now the pricing that we have is fair, reasonable for investors to be able to make their money, and do you think that it's also fair on the consumers as well?
Well, what I know is that consistently the government had been subsidizing electricity tariff. I cannot speak for this company, NAG, Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Authority, but I know that in our own plant, which is a mountainous place, I mean, you meet pythons, you meet cobras, you meet in any event, you don't find hydros in towns or in the farms. You find them in the thick bushes. What encouraged me to, to continue with this project, or to prime this project for and on behalf of ourselves and Plateau State, is that NAG came out clearly and said, listen, your tariff is going to be cost related. They would take into consideration every cost associated with the production of the power, okay? And then they would add a little bit of profit for you. You wouldn't make a loss because this country needs the power. So, in other words, what I'm trying to say is that I'm sure the government still subsidizes the thermal plants, I mean, by way of tariff. Because I know that the tariff we have now is not the most appropriate tariff for
yes, there's a lot of demand.
Yes. I know, I'm convinced that if we compare our tariff with other countries, probably we need to increase it, but then which one comes first? Is it the egg or the chicken? Okay. Do we put the power so that the customers will pay the appropriate price, or you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
let me bring in this question from Olani, because now that the investors have come in, well, he says, do we have the machinery, know-how, and manpower to boost the power sector?
Well, I guess when telecommunications came into this country, a lot of people sat down and said, well, I mean, apart from NITEL, the NITEL staff are archaic, this and that and that. And where are we now today? I mean, it's Nigerians are known to be very, very, very smart people. I was one of the first few, or the company I was managing was one of the first few indigenous companies to be a value-added service provider in the telecommunication companies. All we need to do is whoever invests, any manufacturer that invests in this country, we get our staff, we get people to go and certify on it and come back. Believe me, Nigerians can do anything. Nigerians can do anything. I mean, if we really mean to do it.
All right, we have to thank you for coming on. Mr. Joshua Mukan is an energy expert and the chairman, William Duncan Hydroelectric Power. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.